What up? How you guys doing out there today? This is your boy Roto Beast. I'm here to present you my NBA morning shoot around for Tuesday, December 3rd. If you're new to this channel, please make sure and click the subscribe button below. This way you can watch all my NBA, NFL, and MLB videos. If you haven't come and checked out our website here at dfscheatsheet.com, you're absolutely missing out. We have all the tools to help you compete with the pros day in and day out, including a complete optimizer, tons of content, daily Fanduel and Draftkings cash lineups. Hey, we're truly a one-stop shop for all your DFS needs. So make sure you can check out the site here at dfscheatsheet.com. So we got a solid 7-game slate today. Should be a pretty fun one. Couple good games to watch on the slate. There's plenty of fantasy relevancy as well. So I'm ready to jump in this video. Real quick before we do though, if you guys don't mind, just take that quick second, click the like button down below. Helps me out. I really appreciate that from you guys. Yeah, let's go. So we'll start at point guard position and work our way through. The biggest thing jumping out to me on this slate yesterday, on my video we talked about there was tons of value at every position. There was one or two really good value plays. Today it's honestly kind of opposite. Today there's not really so much good value out there. I mean, definitely there's still a couple of good spots I think that we can attack, but it's not like it was yesterday, 2 or 3 minimum price guys at each position. Today, it's a lot harder to find some value, so we are going to have to be waiting on some news throughout the day and see if some news comes out that opens up some value. We'll definitely do our best. Let's start at point guard. We'll start with Luka Doncic going against New Orleans. This should be a pretty up-tempo game. Back and forth. Doncic is giving us triple-double upside every single night. Right there in the conversation for MVP candidate so far to start the season. I mean, he's giving you a really, really solid floor, giving you a massive upside. 12.4 is an expensive price tag, though, and I don't know if Doncic is necessarily the guy that I want to pay 12.4 on, just because at a 12.4 price tag, you need 62, 63 just for value alone. I mean, I don't know how much upside we're really getting on that price tag. You're going to need 70 or 75 just to really make that price tag worth it. But if you're looking for a floor, I mean, it's definitely there for cash games. I wouldn't blame you going that route. You got Russell Westbrook. I'm at 9,000. He's 3,400 less than Luka Doncic. He definitely gives you the same upside as Doncic, but the floor is nowhere near Doncic's floor. Russell Westbrook has definitely been kind of up and down on the season, but I definitely think that, I probably would rather take the $3,400 savings and go with Westbrook. I think he'll probably give us a little bit better point per dollar value. We got him projected at a 5.36 point per dollar value compared to Doncic, only a 4.15. And yes, Doncic projected with a higher projection, actual points, but I mean, it's taking price into consideration, and Westbrook is a much better value. But I like both of them nonetheless. You can also throw Damian Lillard in there as well, going against the Clippers. It is a tougher matchup against the Clippers, though. He's going to be matched up against Beverly, may get some Paul George, may get some Kawhi Leonard. So it's not the best spot for Damian Lillard. I think he's a GPP play. I think Westbrook at the same price tag could be a little bit more considered more of a cash game play. Nonetheless, I think I like both of them. Both of them are in play. Move it down a little bit. I mean, I'm not really too crazy about him. I think you could definitely throw Fred VanVleet out there. Going against Miami, the price tag is high, but he's been playing very well. In place of Kyle Lowry. GPP play just because the price tag is up there, but I think you could throw him in the mix as well. Moving down, saving a little bit of money. First, I think that you can look at Markelle Fultz, 5,900. The guys are playing very well for Orlando in that starting role now. We've been taking advantage of Washington all year. They don't play defense. They just run up and down, try to outscore people. This is a really good spot for the Orlando players, and I really like Markelle Fultz at 5,900. I think this is a pretty good spot for him. A couple more guys. I'm going to kind of clump them together. I like these San Antonio players. You can look at Derek White, 4,500. It should be a very up-tempo game going against Houston. I think he's in a solid spot right here. Great value. We got a projected at almost 5.4 value play on this slate. And I think you can also throw in Patty Mills at a bare minimum price of 3,500. He's been getting some extra run. We got him projected at 18 fantasy point, 5.16 value. Patty Mills could be that bare minimum guy that we're looking at to save some money. If we're looking for a value play, I mean, the guy, the minutes are starting to trend up a little bit, and we know that Pop feels comfortable with this guy. It should be a very, very competitive game against Houston. I think it'll be up and down, back and forth. So this is a solid spot for Patty Mills and Derek White, both of those guards for the Spurs. Moving on to shooting guard, we got James Harden, 12,000. He's projected at 59 fantasy points, 4.93 value. So he's coming in at a little bit better points per dollar value play than Doncic, both over 12,000. I mean, I like James Harden in this spot going against San Antonio. They're not the same team they used to be defensive-wise. And Harden's just been absolutely going crazy this season. It was hard going into the season. It was like, who's going to take the back seat, Harden or Westbrook? Sure enough, it has been Westbrook. Harden's been getting his night in and night out. Definitely think you could look at him against the Spurs here. Bradley Beal going against Orlando. I talked about this Washington-Orlando game. This game should be a track meet, up and down, back and forth. Bradley Beal at 9,700. I mean, the guys has been balling all season long. Strictly a GPP play for me just because the price tag's so high. We got him projected at 44 fantasy points. He coming in at a 5.6 value play, which is not bad at all. I just wish the price tag was a little bit lower. I'll quickly throw in Drew Holiday, 8,300. He's been playing very, very well. We got him projected pretty good today, 43 fantasy points for a 5.16 value. I like the price tag at 8,300. I definitely would rather go with Drew Holiday over Bradley Beal. That's just my personal opinion. Definitely though, I like both guys. Bradley Beal strictly GPP. Drew Holiday, you could possibly consider him as cash plays. Then we'll move down a little bit. A couple more guys that we can look at. I like DeMar DeRozan at 8,200 going against Houston. It should be an up-tempo game. If he's going to get guarded by James Harden, and they're going to be going back and forth against each other, both of them don't play very much defense. Both of them can have very good games. I think DeMar DeRozan is a good GPP play here. Definitely somebody that we could consider. Then one more guy I'll throw in, kind of the higher tier. I think that you could look at Lou Williams. 7,200 coming off the bench. A lot of people don't play him when he comes off the bench because they're like, oh, he's coming off the bench. But whether he comes off the bench or whether he starts, if Leonard is out or George is out, the guy still gets 30-plus minutes, still gets starter minutes. The guy still gets 15 shots a game. We got him projected for 37 fantasy points in a game that should be fairly competitive against Portland, for a 5.2 value coming in. Great player here. I like him a lot. I think that he's in a solid spot here. Moving down, I think you can look at a guy, Tyler Hero, 4.6. We could save some money there. We got him projected at a really good points per dollar value. Points per dollar is what we're looking at. If you guys don't know what I mean by that, whenever at least for me personally, whenever I'm grading out my players and I'm looking for cash game guys, we always want people to be able to hit 5 times value. 5 times value is a mark that I look for. If somebody gets me 5 times value, I'm happy with that play. It was a good play. So anything over a 5 times value, for example, Hero, 5.93, almost 6 times value we got him projected for. I mean, that's a really good value play. Just so in case you guys didn't know what I meant by, points per dollar value. So Tyler Hero's coming in at a good play. A couple more guys on the lower end. Terrence Ross is starting to pick it up. We got him projected at almost a 5 times value. It should be a very up-tempo game, like I said, against Washington. There should be plenty of points scored. Terrence Ross, good play coming off the bench. Definitely he's not the same player as Lou Williams coming off the bench where he's getting 30-plus minutes. But Terrence Ross is a GPP play, could come in and definitely can light it up fairly quickly. Last guy that I'll quickly talk about, we'll throw in Ben McLemore, 3,700. I mean, we're looking for the value. We don't have him projected necessarily as the best value play, only at a 4 times projected value. But, we got to wait on some news. If it does come in, that he's going to play a little bit more, somebody gets hurt, etc. In that Houston side, he's going to get some extra run. We could really consider him. I think he's a GPP play nonetheless with no news coming out at a 3,700 price tag. You don't need very much. All you need for value is about 18. We got him projected for 15 as it is. So I think that Ben McLemore is a guy that we could consider today. Moving on to a small forward spot, LeBron, 11.4. Should be a very competitive game against Denver. In Denver, too, in the altitude. It's always tough to go to Denver and play in the altitude. Like I said, this game should be very competitive. I like LeBron. I think that he's a solid spot at 11.4. We got him projected at a 4.75 value. So not too bad at all. biggest thing about LeBron is he's not even just scoring, man. He's doing everything. He's in the top of the league in assists. He's getting his rebounds, plays defense, and he's still getting his 20-plus points a game. So LeBron against Denver in a very competitive game, I think it's a pretty good spot for him. I'll just kind of clump all three of these guys up. We got them all basically projected at the same value: 4.28, 4.26, 4.25. Paul George, Brandon Ingram, Siakam, all three of these guys, like I said, I'll clump them all together. I think they're all GPP plays at this price tag, especially when you got Paul George, Kawhi Leonard, and other scorers. You got Brandon Ingram with Drew Holiday, some other guys. Siakam is a guy who, this guy plays a bulk load of minutes. He plays 38 minutes a game. Should be very competitive against Miami. I think the Siakam's a good play, but I think that they're all good plays. They're all GPP plays. I don't know if I want to pay up for any of these three guys in cash, but they are, like I said, in play. Jonathan Isaac at 8,000. Man, I wish that we got him projected a little bit higher. The projection is a little bit lower than I anticipated. I thought we were going to have him a little bit closer to 35 fantasy points a day. I think it's because they haven't been giving him the crazy minutes. Like, yes, he's playing 30 minutes a game. But if you look at a guy like Evan Fournier, that guy's playing 38 minutes a game for Orlando. Jonathan Isaac is just playing 30. That 8 minutes difference is a big difference, and that's a big difference in projection as well. I still think that Jonathan Isaac is a GPP play, though. We could consider him, especially against a Washington team, very up-tempo game. They don't play very much defense, as I mentioned. So Jonathan Isaac's still in play, probably more of a GPP play, though. Rudy Gay, he entered the starting lineup, and he's been playing well. We got him projected right at a 5 times value, 5,300 going against Houston. I really, really like Rudy Gay today. I think Rudy Gay is a really good, easy play in cash games. As long as he remains in that starting lineup at a 5,300 price tag, the guy has 40 fantasy point upside easily. So I think, Rudy Gay, man, he's a guy that I'm liking right here in this spot going against this Houston Rocket team. One more guy, I think is a pretty good value. I think that we can look at where is he at? Hiding from me. Hold on. Oh, Tim Hardaway. I like Tim Hardaway at 5,000 going against New Orleans. They need some scoring. That's the biggest thing with Dallas is we know what we're going to get from Doncic. We know what we're going to get from Porzingis. Who's going to be that third scorer? They enter Tim Hardaway into the starting lineup, hoping he's that guy that's going to be the third scorer. The guy definitely can light it up, score the ball. 5,000 is a really good price tag for him. We need 25 for value. We got him projected at 24. So it's right there. I think Tim Hardaway is a good play on kind of the lower end of small forwards. Moving on to power forward, Anthony Davis. The guy's been a game time decision basically every single game this season. It's when he has a lingering shoulder injury. I expect him to definitely play today against Denver. It should be, a very competitive game. It's not the easiest matchup. Denver does have some bigs that could kind of disrupt Anthony Davis. We're talking about Jokic, talking about Plumlee, even Paul Millsap's a little bit undersized, but he's a really good defender. Nonetheless, I think Anthony Davis definitely is in play today. Kawhi Leonard going against Portland, 10.2. I think that he's in a solid spot to have a pretty good game right here. Anthony Davis, we got him projected to crush value at a 5.2 value compared to Kawhi Leonard. We only got him projected at a 4.25. The biggest thing for me with the Clippers is they just have a lot of guys. They have Lou Williams. They got Paul George. They got Kawhi Leonard. You can even throw Harrell in there. They got a bunch of scorers, and that's what's making it tough, for them to really hit value. But I like I said, I like them. I still think that the floor is there. Moving on, we talked about, the San Antonio and Houston game. LaMarcus Aldridge is out, so that does give a definite bump to Gay, a definite bump to Patty Mills, White, DeMar DeRozan. They're going to need scoring from those guys with LaMarcus Aldridge out. So that does give them an added bump. Just kind of want to throw that out there. Next guy I'm looking at, though, I think we can look at Porzingis. We talked about it. 8,000 is a very good price tag for him. A guy could get you a double-double any night. You need 40 for him to hit value. Got him projected at 38, 4.75 fantasy point value. Porzingis definitely in play against New Orleans. They don't have no really good big guys that I feel can really give Porzingis a hard time, and he can have a really good game here. Then we'll move down a little bit. Another guy, I like Bam. I think Bam's in a good spot here against Toronto, 7.9. Cool thing I like about Bam is we're not just worried about scoring. The guy gets, and I don't like to depend on defensive stats, but Bam is such a good defender. You can always count, he's going to get you at least 1 or 2 blocks or steals a game, and he has upside for 7 or 8. Plus, he's going to get you some rebounds, a couple assists as well. He's just a really good player overall, and I think this is a solid spot for him against Toronto. This game should be fairly competitive. I want Miami to come out, punch Toronto in the mouth, and let them know that they are a viable option in the East to come out. And like I said, I think this game will be somewhat competitive. A couple more guys that will kind of move down. I think we can look at PJ Tucker at a 5.1 price tag. You need what, 25, 26 for value. The guy's playing a bulk load of minutes. That's the biggest thing for me. The minutes are there. He has 40 fantasy point upside. He's shown us already this season. We got to project it for 4.5 times value. I definitely think that he has more upside than that. GPP play though for sure, but I think he is in play. And then lastly, the last guy I wanted to quickly talk about in the small forward position. Oh, Aaron Gordon. I like this Orlando guys going against Washington. I think they're easy plays. Aaron Gordon is 6,200. We got him projected at 4.7 value, almost 5 times value. Aaron Gordon does have 40 fantasy point upside, which would be very, very good on this price tag. I like him, man. I like all these Orlando's guys. I've been touching on them, and I'm not going to stop now. Aaron Gordon coming in at a pretty cheap price tag as well. Moving on to center spot. We'll start at the top. Andre Drummond, I think, good spot. 9.8. We got a projector for 47 fantasy points at a 4.3 value, coming in at a pretty good value. Here, you got Jokic going against the Lakers. I mean, it's a tough matchup for Jokic. It's going to be going against guys like Davis, Howard, JaVale McGee. Lakers have plenty of big guys to throw at Jokic. It's going to be kind of tough for him. It is a very good price tag, though, at 8.9, and Jokic has been picking it up, playing very well. We got him projected at a 5 times value, so we definitely got to look at him. I think that he's in a solid spot here. Moving down, we'll go Clint Capella, 8,800, going against San Antonio. I think Capella's in a much better spot as far as, what he can do against San Antonio. They don't have no real good big man. Then, you got LaMarcus Aldridge out. I think Capella could definitely eat in this spot. He's a GPP play, but I do like him here. I think he's a solid play. Thomas Bryant going against Orlando. Thomas Bryant's having a really good season. Orlando's without Vucevic. They have a couple young guys that they could throw at Bryant. But I like him, man. I think that he's in a good spot here. This game should be a track meet, back and forth game. I think that Bryant is a really solid play. Moving down, I think that with Aldridge out, I think you can look at Podol to get a couple extra minutes. They need a big guy down there for Capella. And at 5,100, we got him projected at 21 fantasy points, 4.18. Definitely not the best points per dollar value play. But, I think that we can put him in there and feel comfortable. He gets us at least 20, but we do need 25 for value. He's a guy that you can look at. I don't know if I would play him in cash games, but he is a guy definitely on in play on this slate. Last but not least, a pretty good value play. You can look at Zubac, going against Portland. It's all about how this guy kind of gets going. If he gets going early, they kind of stick with him. If he's kind of non-existent early in the game, then they kind of get away from him quickly. I think they're going to need some size down there to kind of bang with Hassan Whiteside. I don't know if Harrell is big enough to kind of hang with Whiteside. In that case, I could see Zubac getting a couple extra minutes. At 4,000, we need 20 for value. We got him projected at 17. And like I said, this guy can quickly fill up the stat sheet. I'm not saying he's a cash game play, but I think he's a guy that we really could consider as a value play at the center position. So that's really where I'm at for this video. If you want a more in-depth analysis on today's slate, make sure to check out the site, dfscheatsheet.com. And hey, good luck on your guys' contest, all right? Peace out.